All right, let's talk about something that so many of us have dealt with, the constant, frustrating problem of mice. But what if I told you we've been going about it all wrong? I mean, completely backwards. Because the real problem isn't the mouse you see, it's something much, much bigger.
This is the question, right? This is the one that'll drive you absolutely nuts. You put out the traps, you use the poison, things go quiet for a little while, and then, just when you think you've won, you hear that familiar scratching in the walls again. It's this exhausting cycle. So what is actually going on?
Well, before we get into the why, let's just get a sense of how big this problem really is. A staggering 82% of homes in the US have mouse allergens. Think about that. This isn't just a problem for a few unlucky people, it's practically the norm. And that alone should tell you that whatever we're doing, it's just not working.
And that brings us right to the heart of this whole mess. For years, the approach has been to just fight the mice directly. We've been told to treat it like a war, but as we're about to see, it's a war that, by its very design, we can never, ever win. And here it is, the main idea for this whole explainer. It's simple. We've been fighting the wrong battle. All of our focus, all of our effort has been aimed at the symptom, the mouse itself, while we completely ignore the actual root of the problem. So, let's look at that solution most people turn to, poison. Rodenticide. I mean, it seems to make sense, doesn't it? You have a pest, so you get rid of it. But when you look at how it actually performs in the real world, well, the story is completely different.
Okay, look at these numbers. This is where it gets really telling. Studies show that even in a best-case scenario, poison only gets you about a 50% reduction in the mouse population. It's literally a coin toss. Now compare that to what's called structural exclusion, basically sealing up the house. That has a 100% success rate. That gap isn't just a small difference, it's everything.
And you know, this isn't some new, groundbreaking discovery. The science has been clear about this for a long time. Partial control just means you never actually fix anything. You're just endlessly treading water. So why? Why is it so ineffective? Well, it all comes down to something called the vacuum effect. Just think of your house as a 5-star hotel for mice. It's warm, it's safe. When you use poison to get rid of the current guests, you're not locking the front door. You're basically just flipping the vacancy sign on. Nature hates a vacuum, so new mice from outside smell an opportunity and they move right in to take over. And just like that, the cycle starts all over again. So not only does poison fail to solve the problem, it actually spins off a whole bunch of new ones. And these are the really nasty unseen consequences that can make the situation in your home and in the environment way, way worse. This here shows you exactly how that happens. You have predators out there, owls, hawks, foxes, that are nature's perfect pest control. But when one of them eats a mouse that's been poisoned, they get poisoned too. So the very tool we're paying for is actually killing off the animals that control the rodent population for free. It's completely counterproductive. I really love this analogy. It's so powerful. Every single mouse that eats that poison bait becomes a loaded dart. It's just out there, moving through the ecosystem, waiting to take out something that was never the target. It's a perfect example of a solution causing a bigger problem.
And it gets worse inside your home, too. Poison mice don't just vanish. They crawl off into a wall void somewhere to die. And as they decompose, they release all sorts of bacteria and allergens right into the air you're breathing. So think about that. The very thing you're using to clean up the problem is actually making your home environment more toxic. Okay, so this right here is the big aha moment. This is the turning point. If poison is just a temporary, harmful fix, then what are we supposed to do? What's the real problem we need to solve? And the answer changes everything. It's not about the mouse. It's all about the house.
This is the key. The single most important variable in a mouse's life is shelter. Finding a safe place protected from predators, protected from the weather, a safe place to breed, that's the jackpot. Your house is that jackpot. The house is the resource they're after. And if you need any proof, just look at this. Out in the wild, a deer mouse is lucky if it lives for a year. But you take that same mouse and give it the shelter of a home, its lifespan can shoot up to 8 years. Your house isn't just a place to live. For a mouse, it's a fortress that lets them live 8 times longer. So if the house is the problem, then the solution becomes really, really simple, right? It's not about killing the tenants over and over again. It's about locking the front door so no new ones can ever get in. It's time to stop subscribing to the problem and actually buy the solution.
Let's talk about the money for a second. That recurring pest control service, over 5 years, that can easily run you over $5,000. That is a huge amount of cash to spend on a service that, as we've just seen, doesn't actually work permanently.
Now compare that to the typical one-time cost of sealing up the building, finding and blocking every single tiny entry point. It's a tiny fraction of the cost. You pay once for one job, and it's done forever.
And this really says it all, doesn't it? When you're paying a company every month or every quarter for a service that only works if the problem keeps coming back, you haven't bought pest control. You've bought a subscription to the problem itself.
And here's the number that really gets me, the hidden cost. That 5-year plan doesn't just cost you money. It means that an estimated 840 different mice have passed through your home, each and every one of them bringing in new germs, new allergens, before they die and are replaced by the next one.
So, what's the real solution look like? It looks like this. Structural exclusion is 100% effective. It means 0 new mice can get in, 0 new contamination, 0 poison harming the ecosystem, and of course, 0 recurring costs. It's one job, and it's done. Which really leaves us with one final question we have to ask ourselves. If the goal, the real goal, is to have a mouse-free home, why on earth would we pay for a service whose business model depends on the mice always coming back, forever? It's time we stop fighting the mouse and finally start fixing the house.